Okay, days to step away from the market. Now, I feel like the person that I'm making this video for, obviously, there may be more people who watch this, but I know there's one person who I'm making this video for. I think he's going to be pretty shocked of how short the video is because there's really not that much to look at when it comes to stepping away from the market. It's very simple, and it's not that Monday no news bullshit that people tell you. Because if you use that, you're going to end up trading like 1 day a week. So, okay, keyboard's not working. Lovely. All right. Uh-oh. 1 second. All right. Minimizing losses. Knowing when to step away from the market is the key to minimizing stupid losses. So some of the best traders that you know do not trade every single day. So for example, T-Trades, AM Trades. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But T-Trades, if I were to take a guess, obviously nobody knows how many trades a week he takes because he's not public about it. But if I were to guess, I would say T-Trades probably takes about... He probably trades 3 days a week. I mean, obviously it depends on the week, but I'm just giving you an average. But this isn't because they have some stupid-ass rule about economic calendar or anything like that. It's simply, literally just because they don't trade when the market tells them not to. Now, the key to this is actually knowing when the market is telling you not to, and it's extremely simple. So like I said, the days to step away are not the no news day before news bullshit, because like I said, if you use that, you're going to end up trading 1 day a week because there's people out there that call themselves influencers, whatever the fuck they actually are, I don't know. But they'll tell you, don't trade Monday, no news. Don't trade the day before high impact news. Don't trade the day of high impact news. Like, when the fuck are you supposed to trade? Because if you use this week, for example, Monday was no news, so you wouldn't have been able to trade Monday. Tuesday, high impact news. Actually, you wouldn't have been able to trade Monday regardless because it's the day before high impact news. Tuesday, high impact news, can't trade. Wednesday, high impact news, can't trade. Thursday, high impact news, can't trade. Friday would be the only day this week you can trade if I'm remembering the calendar for this week correctly. So, if you're watching this video and you use economic calendar for that, stop. Okay? And I'll get into how you can use news to your advantage, but if you're doing that, just stop. It's retarded, okay? Like I said, probably shouldn't use that word. It's stupid. All right, so the first thing is when you do not know what the market wants to do. So if you open the charts and you do all your charting, you do all your candle profiling, and you don't have a clear draw on liquidity, step away. If you do not have a plan for price, how are you going to be able to execute? Because without a plan, any sweep, any CISD, any fair value gap, whatever you trade, without a plan, it's all a reason to enter, right? Because you don't know where price is going to go. So for example, if you go into a day and you're not bullish or bearish, you're neutral, but you're still trading. If you get a 4-hour sweep, let's say you trade fractal, let's say you get an hourly sweep, and then you get a 15-minute CIC to the upside, you're longing, right? But if price is bearish for the day, you could easily get stopped out because you're just pattern trading, right? You're trading any sweep, you're trading any CISD without reason. And those who say you do not need a plan for price are either scalpers, which if you're a scalper, no hate to you. Like, you don't need a plan. If you're a scalper, do your thing. But if they're not a scalper and they're telling you you don't need a plan, do not listen to them. I'm not going to say it because it's pretty rude, but if anyone who's not a scalper tells you you don't need a plan to trade, they're not somebody that you should listen to very consistently. Because, like I said, not having a plan is exactly how you fall into pattern trading. T-Trades, I know that I'm talking about T-Trades a lot, kind of dick riding, but probably the best trader in the space, right? T-Trades, people ask him 24/7, how do you not pattern trade? And his answer every single time, is have a bias, have a narrative. And I kind of want to touch on this real quick. For some reason, people think daily bias means like it's your bias for the daily time frame. Daily bias is just what you think price is going to do for that day. Because there's some people going around right now that are saying you don't need daily bias to trade, and they're stupid as fuck. Okay? Daily bias is literally just what you expect price to do. That's all it is. It's super simple, right? You can call it daily bias, you can call it narrative, you can call it whatever the fuck you want, you can call it a plan. It doesn't matter what you call it, but you need it. Stop going into the market without a plan. If you go into the market without a plan, you are going to get bent over a table, okay? And that's it. That's it. That's literally it. Now, I'll talk about news a little bit because I feel like there's some people who might have clicked on this video expecting me to talk about news. So, the truth about news is it's actually a good thing. You can use news to your advantage. So, news events, as long as they're economic calendars, obviously, if there's some type of war news or Trump says some shit about tariffs or anything like that, then obviously that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about economic calendar news, CPI, PPI, unemployment, stuff like that, right? News events are a form of drivers. So if you're in my Discord or if you watch any of my trade recaps, you know that I love drivers. I use drivers literally every single day that I trade, right? So on days where we have news, it does not matter what time it is, unless it's FOMC at 2 p.m. I don't recommend using FOMC at 2 p.m. You can if you're a PM trader, but I just don't recommend it. But you can use any of these events as drivers, just as you would use New York Open and 10 a.m. Okay? So for example, today is actually a perfect example. 8:30 we had CPI, I believe today was CPI. 8:30 CPI gave us manipulation on gold and indexes. After that manipulation occurred, we got a reversal on gold. That's when I went short because the driver gave me manipulation, and then I got continuation of the downtrend, right? So I entered. I used the driver to my advantage. So now the only advice I have for news is just don't enter before 8:30 CPI or PPI. That's just because these news events are super volatile. They usually have super big wicks. If you guys traded today, if you looked on NQ, we were having bearish price action and CPI took us all the way to all-time highs again, right? So those news events are just super volatile. There's no reason to put your money on the line. Just wait until after news comes out. And if these news take out your draw on liquidity, step away, right? Because once your draw on liquidity is taken, if you don't have a plan anymore, step away, right? So like I said, this video is going to be super short. It's super simple. It's super simple when not to trade. And that's literally only when you don't have a clear plan. When you don't have a clear plan, there's no reason to trade, all right? I promise you, if you stop trading when you don't have a clear plan, you'll minimize losses. Your win rate will go higher, obviously. And you'll just be a better trader. And you'll just be happier, to be honest. Because speaking from experience, trading the market when you don't have a plan is not fun, all right? Because you're just looking at every little thing and you're just flipping your bias every 3 seconds, all right? So have a plan and stick to it, all right? But that's it. Like I said, it's going to be a short video. So if you guys have any questions, let me know.